All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Just wanted to say thanks again to everybody for attending today. My name's Bree, and I'm with Military Spouse Magazine. Specifically, I work for our Military Spouse of the Year program. That's how I know Verenice as being our Air Force Spouse of the Year for 2013. And she came to us. She has a lot of experience in the Key Spouse program area, and she has a lot of information that she's going to share with you guys today. How we're going to do it is I just keep everyone's computers and phones on mute so nobody can hear anything that you're saying, anything going on in your house. So don't worry, you don't have to worry about that. And I'll just unmute Verenice and she will get things started. And then at the end, we'll open it up for questions. The easiest way to do that is for you to just type them in the chat box and then I'll read them aloud. We are recording this webinar and it will be sent out to everyone either later this afternoon or first thing tomorrow. So you can view it again later. You can pass it on to other people that weren't able to attend, put it in your newsletters. You can do whatever you'd like with it. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up for Verenice, and then she'll go through her slides. Us here at Military Spouse have a couple of things to say at the end, and then we'll open it up to you guys for questions, okay? Let me see. Verenice, are you there?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me okay?
I can, because everybody can just type in the chat box whether or not you can hear her. Okay.
Okay, great. Great. Sounds good. Well, I want to start by saying welcome. Thank you so much for spending an hour of your busy schedule with us. This is going to be a very, I think, a learning experience, not just so much because it's my first webinar, but it is because I want to share all the things that I've done and that have been working for the Key Spouse program. I also want to give you updates of what I'm up to with the Key Spouse program as a Spouse of the Year. But I guess we can start now with the slides. And I just want to remind everyone that in a little bit, I am going to be talking to Mrs. Casey Nagaoka-Smith. She is a Key Spouse mentor, and she used to be a Key Spouse. She's got a lot of things to share with us, and I am very excited because she's a very dedicated and energetic Key Spouse. But for right now, let's start with the slides. And you can be taking notes that way at the end. You can give me your questions, and hopefully we have enough time to address everything. So I guess we can go to the second slide. And on this one, I just want to say pretty much thank you. Thank you to all the Key Spouses and the Key Spouse mentors. Thank you for what you do, your dedication and support. We all know that this program, it is very valuable. And what we do means a lot for others. We are able to assist and help those in need. So thank you so much for what you do, because after all, we're all volunteers. So thank you so much. And I guess we can go to the next slide now. Now I'm going to start with what is the formula for a successful Key Spouse team. We all know that it is, we all have to know that the squadron commander, the first sergeant, the Key Spouse mentor, and the unit Key Spouses. From the commander, his support or her support, it is needed. If the commander does not support the program, go ahead and meet with them. Go ahead and meet with the commander and say, hey, you know what? These are the benefits of the program. Show your desire to do something good for the squadron and the families. Guide the commander. Let them know or let her know, look, this is what I can do, and this is what I'm ready to do. It is very helpful when you take the lead and you don't have a commander that supports the program. I know it can be intimidated, or it can be one of those things that you're like wondering, should I do it? Should I not do it? You know, you make an appointment, you take the lead, and if you cannot encourage that commander to support the program, at least push for you to be able to do something with the squadron. And like I said, don't just go in that office with a complaint or anything like that. You go in there, you go with a plan, you go with solutions, and you need to show your desire and energy to do great things. Sometimes it's very hard for commanders to say no to all of those things, to see how you are so ready to do great things. So this is one of the best advice. You take the lead. You lead that commander that is not supporting the program. Another one is a first sergeant. I can guarantee you that once you get the support from the commander, or if you get the green light from the commander to do your own thing with the Key Spouse program, the first sergeant is going to give you the support, because now you have the support from the commander. If the first sergeant is the same way, does not want to give you information, does not want to support the program, you make an appointment and you take the lead and you bring the solutions and ideas to that office. Once again, if you take a no for an answer from someone, do not let that stop you. You take the no as a challenge and you push and push until you accomplish the mission. You are the advocate for your squadron. You were assigned by the commander, so you need to take the lead and do not feel intimidated. Another great thing right now, and it looks like it's been an issue in a lot of different places, is the mentor role and the involvement. Lately, and usually what we all know, is that most of the time, the commander's spouse is the one that gets the title of a mentor, is the one that is going to lead the Key Spouse team at the squadron. We understand and we all know that there are a lot of spouses that wish that they could do something, that they could take the role of a mentor. But a lot of them work full-time, they have young kids, they're doing homeschooling. So there's a lot of things that they're doing that they are not allowing them to take the role of a mentor. I have a big advice and something to talk to mentors about. If you cannot take the role of a mentor, do not feel obligated to take it just because your spouse is a commander. It is better to assign that role to someone that is ready to take that role and make it big and make a big influence than having someone to just take the role and don't do nothing with it. The point is to have something rolling, to start a rhythm that regardless of the title, we are all going at the same speed. So once again, please take that in consideration. If your squadron for Key Spouses you do not have a mentor, you volunteer, nominate yourself to become the Key Spouse mentor. There are no guidelines or regulations that specify that only the commander's spouse can be a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, you take the lead, you nominate yourself, and you run the program. So please take that in consideration too. And now for the Key Spouse, just remember, you are the first emotional responder, not the commander, not the first sergeant. A lot of the times, our neighbors, other spouses come to us for assistance. And we need to be there. We need to know what to do and what to say. So just remember that your dedication and energy and everything else, your passion is what is making a difference now. So please respect the program and all those families that you are assistant. You got to earn the trust from everyone else, so they got to see you respecting the program. For right now, we can go to the next slide. And please let me know if I'm going too fast. I'm trying to address all these issues right now, that way we can have enough time to answer a lot of your questions. And so now I'm going to go to what to do when Key Spouses do not have the support. Once again, I already addressed a little bit before, but please do not get discouraged. Once again, do not take a no for an answer. You push and push all the way. The Key Spouse mentor, make an appointment, go ahead and do it. And when you have that appointment, once again, you can bring the concerns from other spouses. Whatever you hear is needed at the squadron. Whatever you know is needed and they don't have. Bring those concerns, bring all of those problems, issues to the commander, but bring the solutions. Please do not just bring the problems, because they're going to think that you are just bringing complaints. And let me tell you, a commander or the shirt or your key spouse mentor do not have the time to just hear complaining. They want to hear solutions. So please keep that in mind whenever you have a meeting and you want to propose or you want to talk about something that is happening at the unit. If you don't have support for the Key Spouse program at your squadron, at the group level, even at the wing, if the base is not really supporting the Key Spouse program, do not give up. Keep on pushing. Be a volunteer. Go ahead and go and talk to your Key Spouse coordinator. They are amazing, and they can give you ideas. They can even give you information on events around the base where you can be a volunteer to promote the Key Spouse program. You gotta be highly visible around the base. Volunteer, go to base events, represent not just your squadron, but represent the Key Spouse program. Let me tell you, this was a great thing for me. Before, when I was a Key Spouse mentor, before coming to Holloman, I had a great support from the Key Spouse coordinator, from the group, and from the wing. And that allowed me to bring the Key Spouse program to where it is now, and hopefully have somebody's ear to make changes and to improve the program to so much better than the way it is right now. While I'm telling you that it will be a great thing for you to be visible and go to base events and represent the Key Spouse program, I'm not saying that you need to help all the families in need around the base. I'm just saying that you're representing the program, you are promoting, and you are teaching, educating spouses what the Key Spouse program is all about. That way they get to know who you are, what you do, and what the program is all about. The best key for all of this is to be persistent. You never give up. If you give up after 1 or 2 no's, all that you're showing to others is that you were never serious. Persistence will prevail. So please do not get discouraged, and you keep on pushing. Your dedication and desire, it will eventually prevail to all of those people that are trying to push you away. We can go to the next slide now. Now, I am going to go to the opposite. The ideas that I can give you to promote the Key Spouse program. One of the most important things you need to work on is to earn the airman's trust. If you do not have the airman's trust, they will not allow you to reach out to their families. They need to know you. They need to know that you are serious, that the Key Spouse program is no gossiping club, that we respect confidentiality, and that you do not tolerate any of those things. Your behavior, it can give you 1 or 2 things. It will give you a successful program, or it will kill the reputation of the program. Your behavior, the way that you represent the program, is what is going to make you as a Key Spouse. So it is in your hands to make it successful or to kill it. One of the first things that I want to show you here on your left side is the commander's calls. The commander's calls is one of the best things to do. This is your opportunity to talk directly to the airmen. Tell them who you are and what you're doing and what you're about to do. The reasons why you are so passionate about this program. This is a way for them to know who you are, to get to see your face, and you will end up earning their trust. Believe me, the more they see you, the more they hear from you, the more they're gonna know how dedicated you are. So commander's calls are one of the best things to do. If you've never done it, get a hold of the shirt, your Key Spouse mentor, the commander, and say, hey, I want to be part of this. And I have a slide presentation, which is very generic, that if you would like a copy of those slides to be used, please send me an email. I will be more than happy to share the slides with you. Another thing, a banner. What is a Key Spouse banner? I created this almost 2 years ago, and I started volunteer during all the base events, and I will bring my table and a banner. All events possible. I will bring the banner that says, have you met your Key Spouse? I had flyers from NFRC and the Key Spouse program. I had surveys. It was a great resource and a great way for spouses to stop and say, hey, what is the Key Spouse program? What do you do? Can you assist me to find my Key Spouse? And I will go to the Key Spouse coordinator and say, hey, so-and-so is looking for a Key Spouse. Here is her information. So promoting. We can go to the next slide now. Here's another way. The Key Spouse board. Oh my God, this is an amazing thing. The Key Spouse board, we installed this board right next to or right across from the first sergeant's board. We know that everyone stops at the first sergeant's board to read what they have. Well, you know what? They're going to pass by your board, and this is a great way to attract people's attention. Put your names on it, your pictures. Allow the airmen to know who you are. This is a great way to promote events on the base, a great way to promote the resources, the benefits, everything, Military One Source, Military Spouse Magazine articles, all of that stuff can be on the board, and it's a great way to promote and advertise. So that's a great tool. If you don't have one, it will be good to get one. Now we have recognizing Key Spouses. A lot of the bases, installations, they do not recognize Key Spouses. They don't recognize them quarterly. They don't recognize them every year. They don't even have a category of the Key Spouse during their annual awards. Push for one. Recognize those Key Spouses. To all the mentors listening right now, you need to motivate. You need to recognize them. It will be nice to have a get-together every quarter and name a Key Spouse of the quarter. If you do recognize Key Spouses during the annual awards on base, that is amazing. Put their picture in it. You need to also help promote the Key Spouses. Put them out there. Show people the great things that they are doing at the squadron level, at a group level, at a wing level, whatever level, but all the great things that they are doing. And let me tell you, there are a lot of spouses doing amazing things. There are a lot of spouses with amazing ideas. All they need is an opportunity to do it. So please open the doors for those spouses to do amazing things. Another thing that we have is a Facebook page. Just keep in mind, the Facebook page will be only to inform, to post articles, messages, events around the squadron, the base, all that kind of stuff that is informative, that will educate spouses. Do not use it for venting or gossiping or allow others to post messages, because let me tell you, that can go completely wrong, and then you will end up being in trouble because of all the stuff that is being posted. Use it as an informative tool, not as a let's make friends and let's talk things and let's go to the gossip venue. Use it as an informative tool. It is really, really good. When I was in my on my previous base, we had a Facebook page, and through this Facebook page, we had 2 spouses that reached out to us that were being abused at their homes. And it was so good to know that even through Facebook, we were able to assist 2 families that were dealing with crisis. So it can be a great tool if you use it correctly. Now, can we go to the next slide, please? Now, right here, I guess we're missing a couple of pictures there. I don't know what happened, but you know, oh, there they are. There's a lot of things that you can do to promote the Key Spouse program, and it doesn't have to be just social events. This is one of the questions that I receive from many spouses. What else can we do that is not a social? Well, you know, You can do food drives. You can do a food drive for the pantry at the base or for a local shelter. You can do care packages for all of those that are deployed. You can assist during the holiday season. You can do things to assist the squadron. I'm not saying you have to do fundraiser or organize, none of that. But you know what? You can participate. You can assist. So these are great ways to do other things that is not just a social. It is doing good for others and keep promoting the Key Spouse program. Can we go to the next one, please? Now, the newest idea is keep calm and call your Key Spouse. Please don't be afraid. We have received the green light to use the Air Force and the Key Spouse logo. I do have the original logo that can be used so that you can order the t-shirts. It is a great way, once again, to promote and wear it all the time, and everybody will know who you are and what you do. So if you're interested in receiving the logo so that you can order your the shirt, please email me, and I'll be more than happy to email the logo, and you can order t-shirts for your Key Spouses or just order it for you. And can we go to the next slide now? Now, we all know, and for experience and for what I've heard from other Key Spouses, we need a lot of training. We need a lot more than what we just received. This is why some places are already offering quarterly and monthly refresher trainings. If your Key Spouse coordinator sends you an email or an invite to go to the quarterly trainings, do it. Sometimes you learn a lot from them. Sometimes they have such a great topics that you get to learn a lot. But if you do not have a Key Spouse coordinator that is doing this or is using those refresher trainings just to have a social gathering, talk to that coordinator and say, hey, we need training. We would like to hear these topics. We would love to get trained on certain areas. Once again, take the lead. Sometimes the coordinators may not even realize what is needed. And if you bring those ideas, I'm pretty sure they will appreciate it. And I want to talk to you pretty fast, not into much detail because we don't have enough time, about the Key Spouse Crisis Intervention course. It is the course that I developed with family advocacy, and we are promoting at the Air Force level that will train Key Spouses on a lot of the things where it is about identifying and how to handle crisis when it comes to suicide, PTSD, how to take care of yourselves. If you don't take care of yourselves, you cannot help others. Also, boundaries. We need boundaries as Key Spouses. We talk about grief. There's so much training that we need that I'm offering this already to the Air Force, and I really, really hope they do something about it. We all know that we are not counselors, that we are not doctors, we are not babysitters, but we do know that we are advocates, and we are here to assist. So the more training we receive, the more equipped we are to assist those families. Sometimes those families, all they need is for you to hold their hands and say, I'm here for you. Where do you need to go? I'm here for you. And if we don't even say the right words, those families will not come to us and ask for assistance. So this training is assisting spouses, our Key Spouses, how to deal with crisis. So it is a great program, and I hope I will have more news about this program to share with all of you very soon. Can we go to the next slide? Now, talking about all of those great things that I was able to do 2 years ago and that I'm doing now here at Halaman, there was this young lady that was with me through this journey. She was with me almost from day one. She used to be part of my Key Spouse team, and she's done it all. And right now, she was assigned as a key spouse mentor. I am so very proud of her. I am so excited that she's here to share the ideas and her experience. And let me tell you, I know that there are a lot of cases out there that all that they're needing is an opportunity to do great things. So now, can we please go to Mrs. Casey? And Casey, thank you so much for being part of this. And will you please share whatever you're going through right now and what you did for the past years that will be helpful for all of us?
Okay,
Well,
Casey, I
thank
went
you,
ahead
Bree.
and unmuted you. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Bree. Thank you, Verenice. Oh gosh, I just love you so much. This journey has really been an eventful one. It's been I found my calling doing this with Verenice and starting this. She pulled me aside and she said, you know what, I see something in you and we need for you to be doing this with us. And I will admit, and you will come across this, I was very hesitant. I was hesitant to be a key spouse in the beginning, and I was even more so hesitant to be a key spouse mentor. My biggest concern was taking my time from my family. The, the balance that I have come to find with myself and my husband, making sure that I wasn't taking time from my family, it was very important to us. My family will always come first. No matter what life throws our way, no matter what I'm involved in, my family will always come first. And being able to separate, not so much separate, but be able to balance those are very important to make sure that you are successful as a key spouse while being just as successful as a wife, as a mother, you know, in your home, or a husband or a father, whichever, you know, it is that you are. Um, right now, I did assume the role of a key spouse mentor. It was offered to me in July, and after Verenice left, I did take that. It has been very moving for me. I am I am an enlisted spouse. My husband is an E5 in the Air Force, so it's very unique to everybody here. You know, to me, to our squadron, to our wing, to our group, everything. It's very unique, and I think that it's become very beneficial because we as key spouses are looking to help our families, and that is what's most important to us. And more times than not, the families that are at the grassroots levels, you know, the E1s, the E5s, you know, all of the junior enlisted force, they will not come to you know, a commissioned spouse. And I know that because they're my friends. They I have excuse me, I have many people that have been able to come to me as an enlisted spouse because there's that even ground for us. And knowing what the needs and the concerns of our enlisted families is, it's only been able to help us more to be able to give to them what they need. I don't want to say give to them, but assist them when it's needed. At the same time, I feel like I am giving our spouses the opportunity to say, hey, yes, you are an enlisted spouse. Yes, you know, you you think you don't have a whole lot that, you know, you can portray, or that you can bring to the table. But if you have a spouse, you know, regardless of their spouse's rank, that have a light in them, and you see it, and you see the leadership qualities, and you see the dedication, and you see the passion, pull them out for that. If I'm talking to an enlisted spouse right now, don't be afraid to go talk to your mentor. Don't be afraid to get an email sent out to your spouse's first sergeant, or your spouse's commander. Don't be afraid to talk to them. They are something that I've always said to our first sergeants is, you are in charge of our airmen. You are in charge of keeping them, I guess, on point and keeping them focused on the mission. Where do the families come into that? Let our key spouses take care of that. Let us be your liaison to make sure that our families are getting the care and all that they need. The response I have gotten is overwhelming. I was very, very, you know, hesitant with all this because I was nervous about, you know, a rank that I didn't wear. But it's there, and I was nervous, and the response that I've gotten is so awesome because they want to hear what's going on. They want to be able to help. They want to be able to hear something that they wouldn't normally hear, because why would an enlisted spouse go ahead and just talk about the things that, are going on at home with when they have a fear, about their spouse's career? Well, it's a whole lot easier to be able to identify these things and talk to someone who is on your playing field. So I guess that's just my little bit. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we don't wear our spouse's ranks. So why can't we be able to make a difference regardless of our husband's rank? I feel so blessed and so honored to be able to make the difference that I'm trying to make and be able to have the opportunity and the pull to make sure things get done on a different level. I hope that makes sense. Daria, Bree, do either one of you have anything else for me?
I'm gonna unmute Verenice really quick. Okay, Verenice, you are on.
Okay, sounds great. Casey, thank you so much. What you just said, it is very true, and I hope a lot of the key spouses out there listening agree. Whoever who we are, key spouse mentors or key spouses, our first role is being a spouse. Not only we do not have a rank, we are all spouses, and we're just trying to make a difference, assisting those that need us. Something that we need to address is that not because we carry a title of a mentor doesn't mean that we know more than others. I guess the way it was developed, it was we need key spouses and mentors. But let me tell you, as a mentor, I've been able to learn a lot from the key spouses. They come to me when there's something big or we don't know how to handle it, and I try to find answers, but not because I know it all. And I think that's the basic key of being a team. I'm a mentor, but I'm a key spouse. So I'm going to make phone calls. So I'm going to cook meals. So I'm going to do whatever it takes so that people see me as a key spouse, not just a mentor, not just someone that tells people what to do. This is about telling everyone I'm also here for you, regardless of who I am married to. And I think this is what makes a difference, that you need to show the side of a spouse, not who is right next to you, not who you are married to. This is why I was saying earlier, if for any reasons you cannot take the role of a mentor, give it to someone that is going to do great things, kind of like what Casey did. It is about making a difference and not just have a title that is making no difference. I learned a lot, and I continue to learn what my key spouses have to offer. Sometimes I don't experience the same things that those key spouses experience. Sometimes I don't get to hear what they get to hear. And this is why I want to be part of the team, because I want to hear it. I want people to come to me because I'm Verenice, because I'm a key spouse, and not be afraid to come to me because who I am married to. That's completely besides the point, and that has nothing to do with the key spouse program and to be a key spouse. So I really hope that if you see this a lot, it will be good for you to kind of express that. Sometimes our mentor is not involved. We respect the reasons why not, but you know what? We want to take the lead. If you don't have someone taking the lead, you're not going to go anywhere. You won't be able to move forward. So this is a lot of the things that I have to share with you. Brie, can we go to the next slide? I think that's pretty much what we have. Pretty fast, I want to give you an update of what I'm doing right now with the Key Spouse program at the Spouse of the Year. Right now, I am in contact with the A1 community in Washington, D.C., which is the people in charge of the Key Spouse program, and talking to Mrs. Betty Welch, addressing the concerns, the challenges, and I am proposing the way to solve the issues, the additional training. What is it the key spouses need? What is it that is not making this work or is not helping us move forward at a different level. So it is great to know, let me tell you, it is great to know they are listening. They really care to know what is it that we need. So please use me as your ladder if you want to address those concerns. I can bring this to them and say, look, we already have so many different issues, but we also have the solutions. Please remember that I'm here representing all of you, and I'm here to be used to tell me this is what we need and this is what you need to do, and I'll do it. Don't think that I just have a title. The title is just under my name. It's what I do that represents who I am. So please keep that in mind. I'm here to represent all of you and to be an advocate. We can go to the next slide, Brie, please. And now I have a final thought before I go back to Casey one last time. I just want to talk directly to all the mentors, squadron mentors, group, wing. If for any reasons, once again, you cannot dedicate time to the program, do not feel obligated to take the role. Give it to someone else that is ready to take it and go all the way. We have a lot of gifted and amazing and smart and energetic spouses that all that they're waiting for is an opportunity to do great things. Now it's our turn as mentors to turn around and hold their hand and open the door for opportunities. They are our future. Their husbands will be future leaders. Let's make a change right now. Open the doors of opportunities for the young spouses. Believe me, they have a lot of great ideas and they have experience. So let's do something about it. Let's give them opportunities to do great things. And now to the key spouses. You know that you are the motor that keeps the program moving. Without you, we could not do what we are doing right now. It is your dedication, your passion, your everything that is moving us to where we're going right now. So please don't stop. Keep moving forward. Do not be afraid to be a leader. Do not be afraid to be a mentor. Do not be afraid to address the concerns. Do not be afraid to bring the solutions. You are an advocate and also the voice of the spouses of the squadron that you are representing. They are counting on you to do things, to change and to improve the support system. So please keep doing what you're doing. All of you are doing amazing things. I am very excited and proud to see the dedication of so many key spouses wanting to do more, but not knowing how. I really hope that this brief webinar gave you answers for a lot of your questions. I will have some time to answer questions right now, but let me tell you, probably this won't be the last webinar. Probably we need to have more. And on the next one, we can use it as a refresher. We can do trainings. We can share ideas from other key spouses. So please email me. Let me know what you think if you would like to have another webinar. And I will be more than happy to do it. Once again, keep up the good work. I am very, very proud of all of you. And you are amazing. Thank you so much for what you do. Now I want to go to, well, here you can see on the screen that if you have any questions or you want assistance, there's my email address. And if you want to join or like the Air Force Key Spouse Network, I'm always posting updates and new information, sharing ideas, answering questions. So please go ahead and like the page, and that's a great way to be in touch. But now I want to go back to Casey and see if she has a final thought or something else that she would like to share before we go to the questions. Casey?
Well, I was literally just typing out something for everybody to read, that when it comes to that additional training, I really do find it to be an armor of sorts for me. We're going to, we come across all different walks of life, and when we have that training, we feel confident, we feel prepared to be able to answer the phone and calm somebody down, or get to a house and calm somebody down. We're not always going to have, I would like to say that we're never going to have those instances come up where we're not, we're never going to have the problems, but we will. So when we have that training, I feel like it's just so very important and so very vital. We are not, what was it? We are not surgeons, but we are ambulance drivers. So when from getting from point A to point B and making sure our spouses and our families get to where they need to be, having that training and that knowledge packed away in your own personal Rolodex, it feels like your own personal body armor to make sure that you are responding in the most appropriate and most effective way for the spouses that you are passionate about taking care of in the first place. So I think that was all I had to add to that part.
Sounds good. Thank you, Casey. Bree, I guess now we can start answering whatever questions we can answer for whatever time we got left right now.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you both so much for all of that information. It was very, very informative and wonderful.
Well, thank you for helping us to put this together.
Absolutely. Anyone who's attending, any questions that you have, go ahead and just type them in the chat box. Like I said, I'll just read them out loud for Verenice and Casey to answer. I did. Do you have any ideas, Berenice or Casey, for contacting and keeping in touch with a squadron that's spread out over 4 states?
Okay, wow, that is a challenge one. But there are so many different ways to be in touch with someone, even if they're not at your installation. I keep in touch with sometimes parents. They live on the other side of the country, and you could sometimes. Right now, we know that the phone calls we make are very, "Hey, are you okay? Well, good. If you need anything, call me. Bye." We need to go beyond that. We need to somehow start a relationship with whoever's on the other side of the phone. That way they'll get to want to read your newsletter. That way they'll want to see what you're up to. Go to the Facebook page. Send you emails. Want to be in touch with what's happening on the other side of the squadron. Do not just go with whatever basic you are doing right now, with whatever minimum you're doing. In order for this to go better, you have to go above and beyond. And you need to have a relationship with people. I'm not saying become best friends and now you don't take care of the other ones, but having a good relationship with people, that is the best thing to do. Well, Casey, you have something to share?
Well, when we it seems kind of like the same thing as when our guys deploy. We have our families that will sometimes go home. So I think it kind of goes along with with that same line. If you have families that are separate in separate states, it's very easy to go ahead and make sure that you have all of their contact information, give them a call, see if they need anything, being able to maybe send them an update in the mail, write a quick letter letting them know what's going on for the next quarter, things like that. Just lots of contact. There's not a whole lot that you can do in person unless you really want to travel. But when it comes to being a key spouse, we talk about being visible. Well, what's more visible than somebody's inbox or somebody's mailbox or somebody's phone? Being visible where you can be visible, I think, is what people respond best to. Because if you're not visible, they don't know you. They don't know what you're about. They don't know what you have planned. I think that's what I got out of that.
That sounds good. I hope that we kind of answer or give a little bit of an idea what can you do for when you are in this kind of situations. And just one more thing, remember, probably in the first time you make phone calls, the first time you have an event, people are just gonna tell you, no thank you, I'm fine, don't call me. Probably you're only gonna have 2 spouses showing up, 1 spouse showing up. But the more that you do it and the more people get to see you and the more they trust you, the more participation you're gonna have. So don't expect the first time to have all this participation just because you're now a key spouse. It takes work, and it's not gonna be that super easy for you to get all that participation, but it will come. Believe me, it will come if little by little you keep doing things with families. Okay, I guess we can go to the next question, Brie.
Okay. The next question is some fundraising ideas, whether it's for to host an event or to put together care packages. Do you have any ideas for what you guys do as far as finding the funds for those projects?
You know, something that a lot of us know is that we do not do fundraising. We we're not supposed to do any of that or assist others to do fundraising or fundraisers. A lot of the times when you are doing something related that is for the squadron and the families, you can actually ask assistance to the booster club and say, hey, key spouses want to assist in doing something for the squadron. Can you help us to pay for something? But you do not really have to raise the funds. If there's something that someone wants to donate, if there's something that you as key spouses are willing to donate, are willing to bring to the squadron to have something special for spouses and do a potluck, that is up to you. But with key spouses do not do fundraising for any of those purposes.
Okay, wonderful. Definitely good to know. The next question is from somebody who's stationed at a very small installation. It's actually an Army airfield, so I believe the way she describes it, the Air Force component of that base is relatively small. Do you have any ideas or suggestions on how to improve that program, even though the Air Force families are few and far between?
Oh, wow. Casey, do you have something to
I
say
still
about this?
I still just keep thinking, just make sure you're getting everybody's contact information.
Yeah.
If you're even if there's only a few, that I mean that could easily be easier because then you're able to give all of them a little bit more time and a little bit more attention. If they're spread out, maybe we could do a quarterly meet and greet at a center point. Let's all meet up at, let's do a family day. We're going to go ahead and meet up out here just as a group. Of course, everybody pays their own way, but I think organizing those types of things would be, I guess, lighthearted and a little bit more fun, a little bit more of a reason to get out and do a little bit of walking or do a little bit of traveling to get to each other.
Yep. And you know what? Something that is something to keep in mind. For a long time, and there's a lot of places are promoting the Key Spouse program or Key Spouses to take care of those families that are experiencing a deployment. Well, you know, that doesn't work. If you want to start a relationship with the spouse that is going to experience deployment tomorrow, they're not going to come to you because they don't even know you. They just met you at the airport. The best thing to do is to take care of everyone. Start relationships right away so that when the deployment comes, they already know you. They feel comfortable with you, and you don't have to start relationships. Little by little, you can find a way how to find the information. Something that we used to do in my other installation, we came to the people in charge of deployments and we say, hey, we have a form that we want the airmen to fill out as part of the pre-deployment process. And that will give information on the family members. The support of the commander was very, very good in here because the commander made it a must to be done as part of the pre-deployment briefing. If you don't have the support from the commander to do something like this, go to the shirt, go to the airmen, go try to find ways how to get that information. I know that a lot of the times it's not that easy to get it. But once again, if you start relationship with those spouses and those families ahead of time, you will for sure have that information whenever a deployment comes. So we can go to the next one, Bree.
Okay. The next one is how many key spouses should there be? There's a couple people who said, their unit has 6, some of them only have 2. Do you think it's better to have more than one? And if so, how many?
Yeah, I don't think there should be a limit. I think that the more the better. The more spouses that participate, the more spouses that come to the squadron as key spouses or volunteers, the more that the squadron is going to become a family. You cannot turn people away. If they don't have the time to volunteer as key spouse, give them the time to become volunteers for the key spouses. Do not tell them, oh, not right now. We already have enough key spouses. Do not push them away. Find something for them to do. The more spouses you have participating, the easier the job is going to be for you as a key spouse, because everyone is part of the same team, regardless of what they're doing. So don't worry about how many we have, or we have too many. As long as people are doing the right thing when it comes to the role of a key spouse, you don't worry about how many you have. You worry about the more spouses you bring along, the much better you're going to be, and the much better those families are going to be.
Okay. Moving on to the next question. There's actually been quite a few questions regarding that additional training that you had mentioned earlier. Just some more clarification on, is that available for everyone, or was that your installation specific? And if it's not Air Force wide, what would be some ideas for them to get training similar to that?
Look, right now it's still in review to hopefully be adopted to be an Air Force program and be combined with the initial training. Right now, what I am doing is I am providing the program. I am more than happy to talk to your key spouse coordinator and share the slides and share the class and the training session so they can start doing it at your installation. This is not something that I'm holding it just where I am right now or the other installation where Casey is at. Most of the key spouses have received the training. This is about sharing and this is about spreading. So if any of you is interested, please email me. I'm more than happy to explain to you with detail what this program is all about and how your key spouse coordinator can get a hold of me so that I can share the program and they can do something with it and train all of you. So but hopefully that will answer a little bit of how to get a hold of it or who can get it. Everyone can get it. I hope that a lot of bases will start supporting the fact that key spouses need a lot of training. There's a lot of things that I'm proposing. Right now here at Holloman, we are finding a way that pretty soon we are going to start training key spouse to become RTAs. They will be certified to become resiliency training assistants. Once they receive that certification, they can go to their squadrons and they can teach resiliency classes to the spouses at their squadron. Once again, this is here right now at Holloman, but we are also I am also pushing that idea at an Air Force level. But I am more than happy to spread the word and share this with key spouse coordinators, with key spouse mentors, whoever is interested in receiving this kind of training and hopefully be able to do something at your installation. So please email me or I think that's the best way to get a hold of me, by email, and I will be in touch with you. And we can find a way how to send this information to your installation.
Wonderful. Next question. As far as the graphic for them to get the Key Spouse T-shirts made, is it okay if they use your Key Spouse logo at the top as well? They're allowed to print the shirts with that.
I think that I'm not so sure, but I don't think there should be a problem with that. That is actually a great idea. And probably talking to your mentor or the commander to receive an approval to use the logo from the squadron will be a good thing to do. We don't want to do something that is going to get people upset, or they're going to come and say, you know what, you're not allowed to do that. That's why, like I said earlier, we receive the green light to use the Key Spouse logo and the Keep Calm thing and the shirt. It was not done and just here's the idea. We actually went through the process. So I will advise you to go and talk to your mentor, the first sergeant or the commander, and find out if there's a problem by you utilizing the logo from the squadron.
Okay. If anybody else has any other questions, I think I got to them all. If not, would you please repost them in the chat box? If not, just a last question for Verenice and Casey. If you had to give everybody one piece of advice leaving this webinar, what would you say is the next thing that they should go back to their squadrons and start either implementing or start trying to get moving forward?
Casey, do you want to go ahead and answer?
I would say find the people that you know in your gut have the drive and the passion, and they have their heads straight, and they want to do this for the right reason. The Key Spouse program is, like Verenice mentioned before, it's not a gossip club, it's not a social group. So when you assign your key spouses, or when you decide to become a key spouse, we want to make sure that our key spouses are in it for the right reasons. We want to be dedicated to helping our families. We want to, again, respect the confidentiality. We want to gain the trust of these airmen and their families so that they have a sense of Air Force family, regardless of whether we're personal friends or not. This is not something that I find is a social thing for me. This is a job that I love doing. I just love helping people and being able to help my fellow Air Force families. Past 2 years now, a year and a half, 2 years, it's been life-changing for me, and my husband has seen it, my family has seen it. So we just want to make sure that these people are, all of our key spouses are doing it for the right reasons. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you so much, Casey. Probably that's gonna be my final thought, or the final thing I want to say is everything that you do is reflected in others. So if you do this with a heart, because you care to assist, because you want to help others, everyone can get to see it. The same way that if you do it for the wrong reasons, or if you're not in it because you want to, you are in it because you were told, because they needed a name to check the box. Everything you do is a reflection of who you are and what you're going to do for others. So please keep that in mind, that how you present yourself is how others get to see you and how others know that you're going to do for them. Once again, like Casey said, this is not a gossip club. This is no type of social club. This is nothing. I had a question from a key spouse asking that a lot of people is confusing lately the key spouse program with the enlisted or the officer spouses club. This is nothing close to that, and we are a completely separate program. But do not act like we are part of that with only holding social events. This is about advocating and be the voice for those spouses that are not being heard. This is our job, not just being a key spouse. We are advocates. So let's work like one. And one last thing I wanted to say, someone had a great idea right now saying, hey, a lot of the questions that we were not able to answer, or if you have a lot more questions, you can even go to the Facebook page and send me the questions, and I'll be more than glad to answer them on the email or by Facebook. The more that we can share, the better. So please don't hesitate to contact me by email, by Facebook, and believe me, I will be in touch with you, and we'll be trying to find answers for everything that we're doing right now and all those concerns that we have. So thank you so much, Casey. Thank you so much for being part of this. I'm very excited, and hopefully we can have a refresher key spouse program training or more issues to talk about. And I want to say thank you to Bree and the Spouse of the Year program and the Military Spouse Magazine for giving me the opportunity to do this and be able to talk and share, and hopefully next time we meet, do something that is going to be even more beneficial for this. The more in touch we are, the better that we will be. We belong to separate squadrons, but we are all one family. We're all key spouses. So we need to be in touch. Do not feel lost. We are here for you. Get a hold of a key spouse if you have questions. You're not alone. We are a family, and we need to take care of each other too. So thank you so much. And Bree, I don't know what is it that you wanted to share with us about some great things coming up.
Okay, thanks so much, Verenice and Casey. Absolutely wonderful. Again, wonderful presentation, invaluable information. It was really wonderful. Just for everybody else attending, like she said, go like the Key Spouse Network Facebook page. Verenice always keeps it updated, lots of more information on there. And then as well, feel free to email her. Just make sure you do get her email address right, 2013 AFI Air Force SOY at gmail.com. Just a couple notes from Military Spouse before we let everybody go. We are hosting in September a virtual college fair. It's online, completely free. It's open to all service members, their spouses, their children, veterans. It's open to everybody. Like I said, free of charge. There's going to be over 50 colleges in attendance, and you'll be able to live chat with them, request additional information. It's really going to be a wonderful opportunity for those who are looking at continuing their education, going back to school, starting school. So we wanted to go ahead and offer a $100 Visa gift card to start your guys' Key Spouse initiatives that you've taken away from this webinar, some ideas that you want to get started. All you do, we just posted a link to our Military Spouse Magazine Facebook page a couple minutes ago. We just ask that you share that. Like it's circled here on our screen, just use the share link. If you could just make sure it's set to public so that we can see who all shared it. And then we will pick, when I send out the follow-up email tomorrow, it will have the slides in it as well as the recording of this webinar, and then we'll also announce who we are giving the gift card to. So we would appreciate you guys passing that on to all of the spouses and service members at each of your installations. We think it's going to be a wonderful opportunity, and we would love to, give you the $100 to help get your Key Spouse programs started in the right direction moving forward. One other thing, just want to remind you guys that we are here starting to gear up for Military Spouse of the Year 2014. The nominations do open Monday, November 18th. I know that's still a ways away, but I just wanted to put it out there and make sure you guys are aware that that's coming up, and to start thinking about the spouses who are in your programs who deserve this opportunity. We're so blessed to have Verenice and all of our 170 other SOYs this year, and we're looking forward to finding 170 more for 2014. If anybody has any questions about the Military Spouse of the Year program or anything here at Military Spouse Magazine, you can send any questions or comments or anything to msoyquestions@militaryspouse.com. We'll be able to get back to you there, and we're looking forward to seeing everything that you guys can accomplish and keeping our military spouse community in your minds, and definitely keeping and helping with the resources and the advocating. Thank you everyone for attending today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Definitely keep in touch with Verenice and those of us here, and we look forward to doing more webinars with you guys in the future. Thank you, and we hope you all have a good day.